This is the last episode.
Volume almost all the way up in my headphones. When the music would have started, I would have went instantly deaf, and I caught it right before. Like I heard the initial transients.
Why is it you care about like your ears not at all when you do work at home?
Right?
But I think the time I'll always remember you being like kind of weird about your ears. When I think it was when we were in LA like a year or two ago.
Yeah, and I covered my ears with like a
it was like a
fire truck or something.
Like a fire truck or something passed by, and you covered your ears. I'm like, oh right, you do that thing, you care because you're outside.
But then I'm home and I play
every day you're
Periphery
like,
really loud.
Fuck it, my ears. Well, I don't care.
No,
with headphones of all things.
No,
you're like,
no. So the thing with the headphones is that the music in the podcast is way louder than our voice when recording. I boost it in post, so it's a little bit more even. But the volume that so I have to crank up the volume in my headphones to actually hear our voices. But then I forget to turn it back down before I start playing the podcast because the music's gonna be super loud.
You can take a punch to the face like once a week and be okay.
No, I know.
If you do that every day, every week, once a day for like 3 years, something's gonna happen to that nose of yours. You feel me?
Okay, so like I knew what you're talking about, and then like in the middle of that, I totally lost you, and then at the end, I realized what you're talking about again.
You're gonna hurt your ears.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Hey guys, this is the last episode podcast. My name is. How many times?
What? Who?
Lewis.
Gorsh.
Yeah.
They told me to kill him.
Is that a Final Fantasy?
No,
might as well.
That's a
Kingdom Hearts. Is that a Kingdom Hearts reference?
State of Kingdom Hearts, because I know it's a really well known thing from Kingdom Hearts 2, but I have to tell people who don't know about it.
I don't know about it.
Okay, in Kingdom Hearts 2, there's a very infamous scene during like the later half of that game where Goofy basically dies.
Yeah, I know about this.
And it's become really famous now because people are going back to play like the HD versions of that game. But if you have never not seen that cutscene of Goofy like looking like he's about to die in like this weird anime Disney game,
yeah,
please look it up. It is the funniest shit if you're not like 10.
Man, I wish Kingdom Hearts was good.
Because Goofy, it is great. Fuck you.
No, like you know what?
The video game part of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 and Birth by Sleep and some of the other side games are legitimately great.
Yeah, I feel like you know what I mean though. Like
no, I don't. Because I'm after E3, I was like, man, I'm so tired of people hating on Kingdom Hearts because they just don't think it's cool.
No, I think the concept
like that blind of like, oh, Kingdom Hearts is dumb and for idiots. I'm so tired of that. No.
I think the concept of Kingdom Hearts is alone draws me in. The problem is
for everybody. Yeah.
The problem is every time I see gameplay or watch people play it, I'm like, this is
your hands on it.
This is a level of like not cheese. That's not the word I'd like.
No, that's what you're looking for. It's anime.
Yeah, it's a level of weird Japanese that I can't.
That's really funny because it's not even like the closest. It's not even that weird. It's just kind of goofy.
It's a lot, but the way
if you could stomach FF10, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 are like not that bad.
All right,
10 is way worse.
10 is pretty bad.
Like because I replayed 10 very recently, like at least halfway through. Like let's see what it's been the last time I played 10. Like man, fucking 10, it's way worse than I remember it being.
What is laugh?
No, I always talk about it. That laugh English is not that bad compared to the Japanese. The Japanese one is actually worse.
I can't even imagine.
It's a crow. I'm going, it's that.
Yeah, I
it's
remember you talking about it.
Way worse. And that's and the cutscene of like, okay, the voice acting in that scene is pretty bad, but the idea of that scene of like laughing like someone who is sad to feel better is not that terrible. There's way worse scenes in the game that are not that famous because they're not as hilarious.
I've been playing Mega Man 8, and
that's just straight up just comedy.
Yeah, that's a level of bad where no one working on that knew what the hell they were doing.
No, they didn't.
Like the voice actor for Dr. Light was just a guy on the street.
Mega Man? That stuttering is what got you the first time I showed it to you.
Yeah,
Dr. What? Wiley.
They just pulled out a guy from the street and was like, "Hey, do you want to play in a video game?" And he was like, "What's a video game?" Because this is the 90s.
You're joking. What it actually was okay. Someone's on the staff, like on the English team, come in and voice it because that was an actual thing that happened in JRPGs for a long time.
You're totally right.
It wasn't like, hey, we get a voice actor. It's like, no, someone who's like a scriptwriter just come in and voice this line because we don't have the money for.
Especially because in the 90s when like voicing for video games was totally not a mainstream thing.
There was also a time where you could only get so many roles per year in video games. Like it was people use pseudonyms to get more acts. Mm-hmm. It was a fucking weird and terrible time for voice actors. Yeah, but like, hey, just get someone from the funniest ones. It was back in the old Nintendo localization days in the 2000s where it was like, okay, get one of the people who like is localizing the script for this game to do a voice. because we're not going to hire an actor for this. We don't have the money to localize it. So you just do a voice in this.
Yeah.
And they're not actors.
No.
They don't turn out so good. My favorite like story of like, how was this voice acting so bad is in RE1. They had the infamous like, you were almost a Jill sandwich and all that kind of funny, weird shit. The reason why those are so bad is because they acted them out. They sent them to the Japanese like producers and they went, oh, that's good. Because they don't speak English.
Yeah. So they don't,
that sounds good. And then it was just in the game.
No, I get it.
And
like,
also, I didn't
imagine if you listening to this let's assume you don't speak Chinese, and then you hear a Chinese person saying something like they're reading a script off of something.
Dr. What? Mega Man?
Yeah,
they in Chinese.
Yeah, right. And
it doesn't sound as terrible.
You won't know if it's good or not because you have no reference to what it should sound like.
I can tell though in a certain sense when Japanese acting is
that's
bad.
why I chose Chinese.
Japanese
is a little bit more
and Spanish. I can tell when the acting is kind of hammy.
Yeah,
because I know those languages more Spanish than Japanese because I don't speak Japanese a little because I'm learning on my own time. But
because you watch anime.
Well, because I read book. And I
read one book.
I read a book and I go, here's how to read Nihon.
I read Nietzsche's The Gay Science.
Yeah, in Japanese. The Japanese localization.
Yeah, now I speak Japanese.
What the fuck is I going to talk about with this stuff?
Kingdom Hearts is bad and trash and everyone shouldn't play it. I'm kidding.
Kingdom Hearts, I've been watching. Kingdom Hearts 2 is legitimately like one of the best Square Enix games, action RPGs ever fucking made.
What about Final Fantasy 6?
Final Mix action RPG.
Huh?
Like it's up there with like FF6 and all those. Like it's one of my favorite games Square Enix that's ever made.
I like FF3 a lot.
Specifically Final Mix because the boss fights they add into Final Mix are some of the best in video games, period.
Wow.
The bosses in Kingdom Hearts 2 is really where like the game shines. And they added in way more and in a hard difficulty to do them all on. They are amazing. Final Mix 2 for Kingdom Hearts is such a good video game. Holy shit. But you gotta put in a little bit of work to be like, no, this game is fucking awesome.
I want to jack off about Coheed and Cambria real quick before we get into this podcast.
So it's a good game.
Just so we can alienate everyone else who is listening. So this is a band I like.
I have 2 minutes, Lewis, before everyone leaves.
It's a band I like called
no. 1.
There you go, 2 minutes. There's a band I like called Coheed and Cambria.
1,
and
nothing wrong.
2,
something's gotta give. Thanks,
3
you 2006.
Words, 4.
Who's knocking at my door? 5, I feel alive. 6, who's been drawing dicks.
7 asses.
That's the first Forrest Game Grumps meme.
Yeah, dude, I was rewatching the Mega Man 7 playthrough.
That is the worst joke I think they've ever told together when they were doing it.
I love it.
I hate it.
I love it. What are you talking about?
It's like their version of a Shaggy Dog joke, but there's no funny Shaggy Dog part at the end.
I don't know. I like shitty Shaggy Dog.
It's not like these blacks.
You're right. It's nowhere near.
It's not that
blacks.
dumb. It's not the what would I put up with today.
And by the way, all those jokes happen because of JonTron. All right. Anyway, Coheed. God damn it, Coheed and Cambria.
Eat your peas, son.
Now I have to do the "Let's Get Peas" song from Sugar Fight 7.
No, that song's not even that good.
Whoa. Coheed and Cambria just released.
Heaven Let Your Light Shine Down.
Just announced their album that's coming out in October. It's released October 2nd.
Oh,
or October 5th, I believe.
The Blue Album #2.
No.
Featuring Weezer.
Might as well. No. So the album is called Coheed and Cambria, The Unheavenly... No, let me... Subscribe. Let's do that again. I have Star Wars...
Take 3.
Take 74.
Take 3.
The album's called...
You're fired. Get out of here. Get the temp in.
This is the shittiest podcast of all time. This guy was called Coheed and Cambria, Vaxis, Act 1, The Unheavenly Creatures. Because we know the main character of this story is going to be called Vax. His name is Vaxis, and he's the son of unheavenly creatures, and we don't know anything else.
How can you be a son of a concept?
Dude, this is the Amory Wars. Literally, the writer of the series enters the storyline.
He's like, yo, what up?
Yeah.
He literally walks with like a dimensional gaze. Like, hey, what's up?
Literally that he's like, hey, you're describing.
I read that comic. He's like, hey, I'm here.
I'm God. And it's like, what's happening?
Well, he is, but he's also not.
Yeah.
Because that story's written. Like, what if we just turned like vague poetry, like metaphors or imagery into a comic?
Very realistic.
And it makes it very frustrating sometimes to read.
I like it a lot.
Because it's too vague and ways, and I'm like, dude, just tell a story.
Well, you're talking about the original.
That's what I've
Good
read.
Apollo.
And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, dude, just tell a story.
Yeah, that's why they're redoing the Good Apollo. And
we're going to write a comic and not just put images and text boxes to songs.
Yeah,
Make it a real thing with substance.
This is why they redid it, because it wasn't good.
They knew.
But I have it and it's cool.
They're being
it's
too
just cool art.
artsy.
Exclusive 80+ page 9x12 hardcover illustrated.
Don't read their product fucking things. Just tell people why it's cool and move on.
All right,
we're not being paid to advertise with them. Just say why it's cool and move on.
It's $100 and I get a book, the album.
Gets the mask from Son of Mask.
I got a mask that says call your mother on it. I got a black card
to do that.
That gets access to early access to Coheed and Cambria concerts and VIP stuff. I get all the demos for this album. A poster, and it all comes in a nice little box, and I got it for
cool. We're not getting paid for this, so fucking finish up. We're not getting paid for this.
It's cool. I'm excited.
You just read their whole product detailing. I said just say what is cool in it that you like the most.
That was it.
Not read all of it.
All right, I think the book is cool.
You just read it verbatim.
I did not actually. I really didn't. The book is gonna be cool because I know that in like 7 years, people are gonna be selling that book on eBay for like $700, and so I like Coheed and Cambria. I'm gonna go see them in August. And yeah, the album is not called Five House of Star Supremacy like I thought. I'm a little upset because my game theory is wrong, but I like the name anyway.
Well, that's just a theory.
But that's all right. Anyway, what else? What else happened? Podcast?
You have the notes.
I do. I really do. You want to talk about Star Wars?
No.
Okay. Let's talk about
but
the
it's
Steam
on the
summer
fucking
sale.
list. So we do it.
Man, I probably shouldn't have had a Starburst.
Disney was like, "Hey, Han Solo made a bunch of money, but because we're a greedy company and this movie has drained us so much cash beforehand, it didn't make enough back. So we need to regroup."
It only netted us $1.
Yeah. So the actual story is that Solo, for box offices, not for what the original budget was that you can find on the internet, but for how long the movie took to come out, and plus, whenever a thing to keep in mind, by the way, whenever you look at a movie's budget, that is not factoring in marketing budget. Usually and marketing for films is a lot lot
especially because you can't factor that in because it's something that happens
after the fact.
It's done all the time. Like it's
so whatever the budget of a movie is, you have no idea how much more it costs. Let's say like $100,000 more, like $100 million more, or something, whatever, some random number.
Yeah.
Even though I think it made like what $300 million or something. Like as of now,
let me look it up. Solo box office.
It did not do well enough for them to be like, this is a success.
Results.
So they're like, well, we're gonna put a lot of our projects on ice that are not episode 9. To be
$200 million.
That's not very good for a Star Wars. For something that has Star Wars on it, that's not very good.
Was
that opening weekend or like as of now?
Domestic total as of June 24th, as of today.
That's pretty bad.
Like
that's really bad. Actually,
it pretty much netted even.
But that's like I said, it's not accounting for marketing.
Yeah. So
for what some people don't know, even though we talked about it before, might have missed it. That movie had extensive reshoots and rewrites and recasting.
Yeah.
The movie went through production hell beforehand, and we'll never know how much that actually cost them too.
The actor that plays Han Solo, they had to hire a acting
off the
coach.
Directors and some of the writers.
It was a mess. This movie should not have existed.
No, it wasn't supposed to.
And again,
they fixed it. They finished it.
And like I said, I like the movie a lot. It's my favorite out of these modern Star Wars movies.
But most people, Star Wars fans and casuals, or not even just like random moviegoers, didn't care because
either they didn't like it or they didn't watch it.
At the end of the day, nobody asked for this movie.
Me neither. Like,
whether you wanted to see it, you did see it, or you like Star Wars, people didn't ask this movie to come out.
Yeah.
So the interest for it wasn't that high. You
either didn't watch the movie or you watched it going into it thinking it was going to be bad. Like there was no. You
wanted to see if the train wreck was still a train wreck.
Yeah. Or you just didn't watch it.
Or you were really bored that one day.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to actually. I don't know anybody who was hyped for this movie.
Yeah. No one.
People were like semi-interested in like, okay, what is it going to be? Trash?
That was me. I was.
And you're like the Star Wars nut that I know of.
I was open mind. Like this is going to be a 5 at least.
Yeah. You still wanted to see it because like, hey, it's Star Wars. I just want to know.
Yeah.
And guess it's fucked up that not even the Star Wars fans that exist, as many of them as there are, not a lot of them were like, you were like, I just want to know.
Yeah. So not enough.
Okay. When I saw the articles the week it came out,
we should probably talk what happened because we're just saying all this preamble. Well, what happened?
Well, I was talking about it while you're looking up the price of. Disney essentially announced that they're putting the Star Wars projects that are not episode 9,
the anthology films, is what
on
it's called.
ice.
Yeah, so
they're not canceled. They're just putting them on ice, which just putting them on hold and just reassessing like all budget wise, release schedule, going what are we going to do? Because guess what? Like I said when they announced this a million years ago, making a Star Wars movie come out every year till the end of your life
is a bad
idea.
Bad idea. And look, as a Star Wars fan, I like as a consumer of Star Wars, more Star Wars is usually good. I talked about this. Like more content in my mind is good for me as a consumer.
Because good or bad, you at least there's a chance of it being good.
Yeah, and, I like the world enough to where even if it's bad, I'm going to enjoy it at that level. At the level of, this is Star Wars, I like Star Wars.
But in terms of making money back and not making the normal person get tired of Star Wars is terrible.
Very bad idea.
As we've come to see. I didn't think it would fall apart on them and they have to change.
I didn't think
this
so
fast.
Yeah, so quickly.
This is their first.
I thought we had like 2 more movies.
This is their second anthology movie. And they're already like, we need to change this. Because, what is it? Rogue One did pretty good.
Rogue One did very well.
For a movie, like it did more. I think it did a bit more than they thought it would.
Yeah.
Which was surprising for me. I'm like, oh, it did better than
Let's see how much Rogue One got.
Compared to its like overall budget.
Rogue One box. Yeah. $1 billion for the box office.
As of now, right?
Yeah, as of now.
How much did it make opening weekend? Can you look that up?
Rogue One opening weekend box office. Let's see.
Rogue One was really popular, but I'm wondering what it did domestically.
155 million. Literally almost as much as this movie altogether.
It's also the fact that you need to make... It's a weird fucking thing that I keep seeing more and more, but it becomes more and more true as time goes along. Big movies are made for China. Because China's market is so big that they have to like it too.
Yeah, you're right.
Look at my favorite one.
Transformers 4 or whatever.
Yeah, they put in Chinese characters or set in a place with China in
There's
it.
Chinese ads.
There's Chinese actors or characters in the movies or
like pop stars that are just there.
Yeah, like there's like cameos. That didn't that happen in Rogue One, right? There's like some celebrities from China that were in the movie.
Maybe
as well.
It wasn't as
because like Donnie Yen was in it, and that's like a known man, but he's also known. He's
but all the other
so
stuff
mean
wasn't like as in your face as Transformers was because Transformers is bad. So
like Rogue One putting in Asian characters in there, like as main characters, was for China.
Yeah,
whether you like them or not, I like that they were cool.
Yeah.
But they were put in there for China. It's a marketing thing.
Well, but I feel like saying they were put in there for China makes it sound like it wasn't like.
No, what I'm not saying that for the movie, at least for that one, it wasn't a detriment. But that's what they were there, and that was consciously in their heads of doing. That is a known thing people do.
Yeah,
it is not coming for me. It is not a. It's for the representation. It's not for that.
No.
It's not, and they can't say that either because that's a lie. They're doing it because they know China needs need money from China.
We got to put this in there. Let's put it in a way that makes sense.
Well, the most infamous case is the amount of editing that goes for Chinese films when they go there or posters.
Yeah,
and the most infamous one, which we're talking about Star Wars, is that Finn is edited out of the posters in China.
Why?
Because he's a black man.
Yeah, they just don't like black people in.
Why would they want to see a movie with a black man in it in China?
It's not a thing that they...
A little bit racist.
A little bit.
Like, okay, also, the Black Panther poster in China.
Yeah, how does that work?
He's wearing the suit.
Uh-huh.
You don't know that they're black on the poster.
Cool.
Because they can't know that's a black guy in this movie, else they won't see it.
Yeah, China's...
so they have to change things for China so they can make money over there because that really matters. In the past decade, that market has been worth thinking about.
Yes.
It's a little fucked up. So I'm wondering, are they going to reassess to do more things with China for worldwide releases?
I don't know
what
if you know this.
Do?
Okay, speaking of...
Because they said they're going to replan movies that they're already like the Boba Fett movie that they were planning on making.
That was like pretty much going to happen.
That was really recently, but they were working on it for a while.
The Obi-Wan one was kind of a rumors.
That was up in the air, but they've had like actors that they've been wanting to do it and all kinds of stuff. But
the Boba Fett one was pretty concrete. Like
that was it's going to be
gonna happen.
It was going to be the next one, right? After 9?
Yeah. Like that was going to happen. So that
one's like all these ones that were either like somewhat concrete or just ideas that they spitballed around or
we won't be seeing them for the foreseeable future. Yes. They'll probably come out eventually. Here's what they're probably going to
do. Or maybe they won't come out in theaters.
What? No.
What they might rework them in a show. Because I know the show's happening. I have this idea because
there is a show happening though.
Yeah, but I mean, like they could just make. You know how Marvel has a million shows?
Yeah. Oh,
Star Wars shows.
I wouldn't mind that.
And that's what I mean. People wouldn't hate that idea, but also because Disney is launching their streaming. They have a streaming app. And they're moving Marvel stuff and all their Disney parties and movies to be only on their app in the next year or two.
Yeah.
So why not
end of next year
just rework some of their Star Wars movies ideas into TV shows or short like hour movies and put them only on that service?
They could be
want to see them.
They could be even feature length films like
Netflix was like they have just full movies.
Yeah, just a little bit lower budget and just
Or they could be, remember like that one shitty Will Smith movie on Netflix?
Yeah. Where it
was a decently big budget. It wasn't very good, but it made enough viewers to we'll make another one.
Here's what I think is going to happen.
They can just do that because they're Disney. They don't give a shit.
Here's what's probably going to happen. As of like, what they're probably going to do is, so no movie No, next year will be 9.
This year's nothing, right?
Well, this year was Solo.
All right, Solo.
Because they're anthology films. The idea was
anthology
right?
Summer,
and then big number movies winter. Like that was how.
Did Rogue One come out in winter though?
No, it came out in the summer, I believe.
Okay, then I'm just a fool. I don't know. I remember coming out in winter for some reason.
I don't think so. You might be right. I don't think so. The way I remember,
regardless, they announced like that's what they wanted to do. I remember that did happen.
Yeah,
like, they wanted like one at this time, and then
the other. So you knew that like this is this.
I think I'm wrong. I think it's just like I think it's all episodes come out in the winter.
Yeah,
because
that's for sure. Also, that gives them more time to work on it and stuff.
Also, smart for holiday because they move everyone out of holidays. Like, hey, fucking, we're Star Wars. Everyone has to leave, and we have holiday dominance. Smart marketing. But also,
here's what they're probably going to do because they're still going to do the Rian Johnson trilogy. That's still happening. That's
going to happen. The new numbered stuff is going to happen.
Yeah. So here's what they're probably going to do after 9, like next year. They'll probably do one anthology film in between that trilogy and that, and then we'll get nothing in between those. Like I have a feeling anthology films will be in between trilogies. So we'll get like one anthology film between whatever big numbered thing they're going to do. Like it's not going to be every year. It might be a Star Wars movie every 3 years or something. Like we're still gonna get a lot of Star Wars movies. Don't worry, people. You're getting a lot of Disney's not gonna not make Star Wars movies. It's not like
they can't. They'd be stupid not to.
Yeah, no. This is they own it now. It's Disney. They're gonna milk it as much as they possibly can, but they're not gonna do it every year because they realize, hey, we're running out of milk.
They ran out of blue milk to suck on the titty from.
Yeah,
called the consumer market for Star Wars.
Yeah, thank you. Capitalism.
They've already made casual fans of Star Wars like me. I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah,
like
which makes me sad.
What I had left of me, like let's Star Wars.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Yeah,
that's not because like Last Jedi was a tragedy, like those dumb internet reactionary people or whatever. It's not because that movie.
I agree, but yeah.
I'm not one of those like bandwagoners. Because that was a bandwagon effect of like because some people didn't like it. So everyone has to like be as mad about it.
I know what you mean. That being said, Last Jedi was just a bad film.
Oh no, sure.
Yeah.
But this
the outrage for that movie is totally justified.
No, but the whole thing.
But I know what you mean.
But it was like a mob mentality of like because one person hated it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I hate it more than I thought I did because someone else hated it.
Yeah,
and that was like it became the thing.
Like I'm mad at all the people.
It's gotten to a point where like they harassed that one actress off of Instagram. It's gotten ridiculous. Where I'm like, you guys are being man children, and that's dumb.
Yeah,
but
like, my thing with the last.
All that nonsense of like dumb fans and just bad people.
No, yeah, my thing,
or the quality of Last Jedi. However, I feel about that movie, it wasn't that.
No, it was just.
It's just seeing
too many Star Wars,
whether good or bad. I'm just like, dude, stop.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Yeah, it's not your thing anymore. It's becoming not for you.
Even when it was my thing when I was a kid, I was like, I don't want to see as much of it everywhere.
Yeah.
Remember, I was a baby boy. I watched those prequels. I didn't love them, but
you didn't read the books. Like that wasn't your thing.
I did read the books actually.
Did you?
I read the Han Solo books.
Okay.
I read the Solo books.
Because I know because you were never into Star Wars like as much as me. Like
no, because I got into it when I was much younger, and then I was in middle school. I was like, I don't give a shit no more.
Yeah. See, I kept going through middle school and reading everything, playing all the games.
Thing that I played that was like new or like read in Star Wars was like I played that Lego Star Wars, the first Lego Star Wars game.
I know it. Yeah.
I played Force Unleashed. I was like, this game fucking sucks.
Oh, Force Unleashed game. Yeah.
And then I like Force Unleashed. Of the canon stuff that I was like I ever gave a look at. That's where I stopped.
I like
of the newest, like I played KOTOR way later, but that was like out of like sequential order when they came out. I played KOTOR 1 way later.
Mm-hmm.
But like I played KOTOR 1 not because it was Star Wars, because
this is an important
RPG
game
that seems cool.
Mass Effect exists because of this game,
and it happens to be also a great part of the Star Wars lore that's not canon anymore.
But also Mass Effect exists because KOTOR exists,
and because everyone's are knights and Dragon Age, and I just want to know where this stuff comes from, and like
it's an important game for gaming history,
and it sucks because that game. That KOTOR was what made me go, you know what? Star Wars lore is kind of cool sometimes.
Yeah.
And then I found out about the whole, you know what? Fuck it. It's all going in the toilet.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, then now I care even less.
Yep.
And the new stuff that I like, everyone else doesn't seem to like it or they don't expand upon. So I'm like, what is there for me here anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Like 9, I'm going to see it just to be like, I just want to finish these stories. I still like everybody. The new 3 main people I all like.
Okay. I don't, but yeah.
They used Finn, they gave him dick to do in the last movie, but I still like him.
Okay.
And I like what they did with Rey a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the new villains. I like Huck. I like all those new young villains. I like them a lot.
You like Kylo Ren now?
I've always liked Kylo Ren.
Okay.
I was always big on Kylo Ren.
Me too.
I want to like General Huck is an interesting like he's not just I'm old man who's scared of Vader. He has like his own kind of thing going on.
No, he's a young man trying to figure out how to be
a leader.
Yeah, who doesn't? Yeah, totally. It's a very
who has to respect somebody who he doesn't at all. Like it's it's better. It's not better, but it's a kind of an interesting little side thing of like
the villain side of these new movies are literally the only thing that is keeping me as hyped as I am, because all the other stuff,
I can agree with you that at some point. Yeah,
the other stuff is
a bit of a flop or not interesting.
It is done without thought, and it literally was like this.
What was done on the fly? Yeah,
it was done on the fly. But
it's a weird thing to do for like a series this big.
Yeah, all the villain stuff. I think doing the stuff on the fly works because it's villains and they can be spontaneous and not predictable, and so doing that kind of thing with villains,
it was trying to go for.
Yeah,
like unpredictability and like
it works
failure
and unpredictability does not work with your protagonist. That's not what you want. That's the last thing you want for your protagonist, is to make them, when you're following your hero, and the last thing you want to do is, all right, we know what this hero is. No more. This is gonna be something else, and you gotta follow this new thing.
I really wonder if people will turn around more on Rey over time.
I hope so.
If they do give some answer to why she's so powerful. Because if they do now, it would make no sense. Because they the whole big cool reveal that I dug a lot was like, her parents are nothing special.
Mm-hmm.
She's just some orphan. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, that makes her being really strong extra dumb.
Yeah.
Like, okay, the first movie I wrote, I'm like, you know what? It's a little annoying that she's really good at her thing. But
maybe
whatever.
Maybe
they might have an answer that's interesting later.
Exactly.
And besides the point of like her in the plot being strong, that's not my favorite thing. But I like her and her dynamic with Finn. That was enough for me.
Yeah.
Her powers being a little too strong. Fine. Something different. We're not doing the Luke thing again, where it's like he's bad for 3 movies and he's good at the end. Fine. Something different. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
But now because they've been like, we had no plans. Fuck it. There are some holes they can't fix, or if they do, it'll be like just putting duct tape over them.
Well, it's hard
when it's like something much bigger. It's really strange.
It's hard, and I know you're gonna want to disagree with me on this, but
no,
I thought about this definitely more than you. That is just
I don't think about Star Wars like that.
Yeah, but the way they end Last Jedi, by definition of how they decided to do it, is they decided to use the postmodern concept.
Okay,
and I'm not saying that.
I'm already like my ears are already like ringing.
And I'm not saying I know, and I'm not saying that from the political.
That's not what that word means.
But it is though.
Sure.
It is though.
Keep talking. I'm not listening.
By definition, it is
to that word. Just keep.
I know it's the thing. I have gotten annoyed at that word. I don't want to use that word anymore.
Because nobody uses it right.
But I can't figure out another word, because to me that's the most perfect word to use.
It's just
for what they did.
It's not postmodern because it's new. It's just how we tell stories now. That's what the word means when people say it.
Yeah. Well, those people are stupid.
So that's why I'm saying to you not to say it. That's not what it is.
All right. Then let me explain. Then
it's just a new way of telling. It's just a different way of telling a story. That's all it is.
It's not postmodern. It's the thing that's been happening. It is though.
Like the 70s.
It is though. It's the concept of.
But that word is so old. It's just all thrown into a big basket of nothing. So stop saying it.
Okay, fine. I won't say the word. Fine. It's not the word. What it is, what they decided to do with The Last Jedi is
old, new, a failure.
No, it's not.
There's different words for this.
Shut up. Listen. What the point of what they want to do at the end of The Last Jedi is, there is no objective reality towards competence or good or evil. What it is any kid can be whatever. Like, that was what they wanted to do with The Last Jedi. Here's this random kid on a random planet. He has force powers now. Rey is just a random orphan whose parents were drug addicts. She's the most powerful. It's just a random thing. It doesn't matter. There's no objective sense of competence anymore.
See, I don't know if that could work, because the new movie could go, actually, no, not fuck that.
That's the thing. Well,
but that's what we can't even speculate, because it's like, fucking, we have no idea. They have no idea.
But that's what they set up in The Last Jedi. That's how it ends.
Well, they set
whatever they do in the next movie, it's going to be very hard for them to either justify what happened, because if they do, it'll make The Last Jedi make no sense, like you were saying. Like no
make
point,
even less sense,
or no point for why would you say in your movie nothing matters and then make everything matter? Like, why would you?
They could just say, actually, all these dead Jedis are being reincarnated as these people.
Yeah.
Like something like that. As stupid as as stupid as that sounds, and as hand-wavy as it sounds,
totally
they could
happen.
Star Wars it up and just dress it up as like, it's
the Force, and everyone goes to the Force, and
they could pull the spiritual version of midichlorians.
Yes,
which sounds really fucked up for me to say, because as much as I hate midichlorians, because they did the opposite of that. We're like, we took all the spiritual and just made it robots. That's really lame.
So either
they could hand wave it the opposite way and just go, ghosts.
So yeah, either
they're all avatars.
Either they can retcon it after the fact and make everything matter, which will make Last Jedi seem pointless, or they could just stick with this whole, I don't want to use the word again, but stick with this whole concept of no objective competence. And at that point, what's the point? Like, for because
they were going for
a human who likes watching storylines and beginning, middle, end, first, second, third act of movies. What's left for them?
Because they were going for that, and also the idea of the establishment that was before us doesn't matter. We are our own masters. That whole thing, which I wish was way more interesting than anything else in that movie.
It could have been interesting.
And then the movie had to stop because it had to end because it was a mixed bag of ideas.
Yeah.
So what are they going to hone in on? My answer is probably a little bit of none of those and just finish this.
Yeah, there'll be
it'll be 3 hours long.
Yeah, there'll be no most likely there will be no what's it called?
And then Finn will be a cripple. And then
I don't think there'll be an attempt to fix The Last Jedi.
Because there's no point.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
you can't. I don't think you can.
What the fuck is up with that story with like, hey, we're a bunch of fans. We want to remake The Last Jedi.
It's not a story.
No. But what is up with that? People trying to make that a thing.
I don't know. People are silly.
People really?
I think
people delusional.
Yeah, people think,
and upset over their stories.
People think petitions work.
No, but it's worse than that. It's like
online petitions.
We can make your movie better than you.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That kind of arrogance. Instead of like a critique, it's like no, we'll make it better than you.
Yeah, like me.
Like that is that is the most of like up your own ass.
Yeah, you want like me, you and I. We both have a lot to say about these movies,
and things that we like or don't like.
Yeah, exactly. Regardless,
as a fan or just as a person who likes media.
Yeah, exactly. Regardless of what we like, if we like it or not.
Better than you, whether you're in the same field or not, is like such arrogance.
Jesus and I will never say we could have done The Last Jedi better.
But that
we will never say that.
But that doesn't also mean like if you don't like it, make it better. That doesn't work. That's a non-argument.
No.
But the opposite is so much worse.
Yeah.
Like I can make it better. I have a team. Give me money to do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, silly. What the. Star Wars fans were always really bad with this shit, but this is like ridiculous.
Unless if you're like an actual director who has a resume of I've made things and they're good.
Why even say that out loud?
And then what? Yeah, then you just look like a dick.
Unless you're known for making like a Tarantino or whatever, why bother?
Yeah, like if Tarantino came out and said I could have done The Last Jedi better, I would have been like,
Tarantino's not a good boy. He's just known for making good movies.
Yes, I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense. That's something he would say.
Yeah, he's just trying to fuck with people.
Yeah,
or he's like,
all right, I'm tired of Star Wars.
No, you are not. You'll think about it tonight. You'll be like. Yeah,
you know what it is? I think I'm tired of. I think it's one of those things that I feel like I'm trapped because I've been so obsessed with Star Wars my entire life.
You can't leave now.
I can't, and I'm tired. I'm just exhausted. It's like I can't stop. Someone help! I'm like addicted. I'm on drugs.
The annoying fans and everyone outside of the bubble that is not in their seas and they annoy. They're wearing down on you now. You're like, oh no, they exist. I hate them more than you guys do.
Yeah.
You have to deal with them.
Yeah, that's the thing. And then I get lumped in with them and it's like, no, I'm not. I'm not like I hate it.
You're not going to the Star Wars political rally and dressing as a porg.
I have yet to look.
Would you ever go to that, by the way?
No.
Good.
I'll say this.
Good.
Since another thing that you'll probably say good to. Since The Force Awakens came out, I have yet to go to the Star Wars subreddit.
Wow, that's fucked up.
I have not done it.
That makes me sad, actually.
No,
that bums me out because you used to like stuff. Hearing someone go like, I won't do the thing that's related to the thing I like anymore, bums me out.
Because I am so...
No matter what it is.
I am so tired of the fans and then being lumped in with the people who are just haters.
And every headline is just that.
Yeah.
It's either people going Star Wars fans are dumb or them actually doing something dumb.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is...
There's a nuanced conversation to have.
Wasn't Star Wars about like family and like seeing the light in the dark?
Star Wars was literally, it was the simplest thing. Good versus evil.
Good versus evil family. A story about good versus evil family, love, triumph over
most
your inner demons.
Safe,
and
family-friendly concept. There was not, like, it was deep enough to where...
There's substance. It was
deep enough where we can rewatch it
a million times. But it was understandable
if
you were like a child. It was magical.
Yeah. Children and parents alike and grandparents alike could have watched it and enjoy it at the same level.
At the same level or more or less. It didn't matter. It was a gay old time.
Yeah. Now they're trying to do too much.
Force Awakens was kind of doing that in good ways and bad.
Another thing, and I'm sure you can agree with me on this. The thing in The Last Jedi, trying to insert animal rights to The Last Jedi was retarded. And I don't like using that word.
That was weird.
It was weird. It made no sense, and that's what
they were. Prequel scene.
That's what they were doing, though. Like it was so obvious. Like, you know what we got to do? We got to say our stake on animal rights. We got to put that in the movie. And it was so.
I wouldn't have minded if it was like a good scene or was attached to the story.
Yeah,
like if it was part of the movie.
Yeah, but
it wasn't. You can have your statements all you want, whether I like them or not. Just make them interesting. And if you want neither.
If you want to put your politics into a movie,
do it. Go for it. I'm fine with it.
Totally fine with it. But do it good. You can do it. There are ways
make it still a movie.
Yeah.
Make a whole movie about
it. What's a good example? I can't think of one.
There was the movie on Netflix last year where it's about that animal.
I have one.
That's that weird hippo thing.
I don't know.
And it's kind of about like a segment on like factory farming and all that, and about being a vegetarian. But it's not like that.
I would say the best
about it.
Best example, and which is why it's my favorite sci-fi series.
Birth of a Nation.
No. Yes. Mein Kampf.
That's a political movie, all right.
Schindler's List.
That's a political movie. It's like, hey,
no.
Holy shit. Wow. Guys, what? You know what? That's actually not even a joke. That's kind of what he made it, right?
Yeah.
He said it wasn't meant to entertain people to give
It was the same.
to give a message to let people know.
Yeah.
And guess what? It did its fucking job.
Yeah.
Because ow.
Yeah. No. Okay. So my favorite sci-fi series of all time. I think
Planet
it's
of the Apes.
Yeah, the perfect example of how to inject politics into a movie.
Before they became whatever they are.
I'm saying the original 5 movies.
People.
Yeah, the original 5 movies that started in the 60s and went to the 70s. Like that 5 movies is the perfect example of how to inject politics into a movie. It's the perfect way to do it.
What does the chimpanzee on the horse with an AK mean?
Shut up. Nothing.
I told you that's why I saw that movie, right?
Oh, because you wanted to see it.
I saw the poster and I was like, fuck yeah, that's stupid. And I saw it.
I've yet to see the new movie. I haven't.
It's not as bad as the first one.
Okay.
That first remake is god awful. With James Franco in it, it's bad.
It's very bad. Second one's
it has one
boring.
good scene in it. It's when Caesar says no.
Yes.
That scene is great.
That scene gives me a weird reaction.
No.
Yeah. It was like that's the
and
thing.
I like Andy Serkis. So
yeah.
He's good as a little monkey.
The second movie is extremely boring until the end. And then the third one.
What was good about that? What was the ending part of that movie?
The fight between Caesar and the boy.
Oh yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, like that. The build up to that, and then the actual like confrontation was cool.
But nothing will top saying, "Hey, I saw a movie that had monkeys with AKs
on
riding horses."
Yeah. But that stuff happened in the originals. All right. Okay, let's move on to Mario Tennis Aces. A game.
Let's run. Actually, no, we'll save it to the end. I want to talk about Incredibles 2.
Okay, we'll talk about it
at the end because people still might not have seen it.
Yeah, because we're gonna spoil it. There's nothing really to spoil.
But at the same time, I don't want to ruin it for people.
Yeah,
because it's Incredibles 2.
I'll say this: that movie made me so happy. It just made me happy. That's it. It just made me happy.
Yeah.
I got Mario Tennis Aces. It's good.
Why?
Don't buy it if you don't want it.
Did you play it? Why did you decide to buy it? Did you actually like the beta that much?
I did. I think.
How much time did you spend in that open beta tournament?
Not as much as I wanted to because
I spent like a half hour.
Well, the problem with the beta is that they were still working at the bugs of server stuff, and the internet in my room is already bad, and so it made it hard to play. But once I was playing it, like was on the living room or something.
How is it now? Now that it's like
oh, it's great. I can play it in here just fine.
Really,
like, literally, I can play in here and get full bars.
See, that's fucked up because Splatoon 2 is why like internet stuff is still kind of bad.
Oh, that sucks.
In some cases, it's like it just will disconnect. Weird.
That's weird. Considering like Splatoon 2 is like Nintendo's baby right now.
Yeah,
it's their online baby. Like,
yeah, it's really strange.
Yeah, it's like their only one they have besides Mario Tennis Aces now.
So I've heard weird things about that story mode.
Yeah,
have you been playing?
Let's talk about it. Yeah,
give me a little bit on what the hell that story mode is.
Literally, all it is, it starts.
This is an actual story, right?
Yeah, so it starts out pretty much as like a way to. Like a tutorial of a way to get you into how the mechanics of the game. Because I'll say this before I move on. This game is very deep. Like
for a sports tennis game, yeah, they've added mechanics in it.
It's a mixture, like we've talked about. It's a mixture of a tennis game and a fighting game. It's very strange.
Yeah, it's cool.
There's a lot of nuance to the controls.
There's
like
mind games and rock paper scissors.
Like one little thing that takes forever to wrap your brain around. You have 4 buttons, right? You have
where I stopped.
Your 4 face buttons and 5 different moves you can do with them. And so
that's where I stopped. I was like, I don't want to do this.
Because one of them, if you use X, you do forward to do a lob and back X to do a drop shot. Like that alone, like
different properties to the hits.
And learning each hit and each hit has a color associated with the ball, and then learning which hit is best to counter when the other person does.
It's literal rock, paper, scissors of like, okay, if they do this, then I do this and I'll win every time. But
it's not even win every time. That's the thing. This game is very well balanced to where just because you do something doesn't mean you win every time. If the player is good enough and good at reacting, they can still counter you.
No, but I mean, like if like at the high level, if it's okay, I see X and I do Y and it works as a counter every time, then that's more like a fighting game.
Yes, yeah. It's
which I haven't looked. I want to actually like.
And this is where it mixes the fighting game to the sports thing, because once you get to that step, like you do this, I do this, then the other person, it's pretty much about their
also do this.
Reaction time. It's more reaction time, like. And that's the thing that I think the game struggles with most. I think they need to have a patch to change the time. So like when you do your zone shots or your special shots.
Your special shots are your supers, basically, right?
Yeah. And so when you do those, there's a window where if you block, you can just block it and you won't take any damage pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And that window is so small, I have yet to figure out what it is. And the ball moves too fast and the perspective is a little off. And so trying to figure out where the ball is relative to your body is very difficult. And so I think they need to update it to where that window of time, because I play with, like, when I play with people online, if you do a special shot, it's very rare for the other person to block or you to block. If you block,
like nobody even tries at this point.
If you try to block it, it'll just break your racket instantly. And it's because like I said, that perspective and the timing is so specific. I think they need to update it to where that window is just a little bit longer.
I think that's the point of like that's why it's so powerful. But instead of like making the counter window bigger, I think that's a terrible idea. I think instead just make it easier to see on the field. And that's it.
Well, I think that'd be actually
I'd rather
harder.
a visual change than a gameplay change so soon.
Maybe. Yeah. Something needs, one of those two things.
Because I'm assuming it's a super, you don't use them that often. They're meant to be powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yes, for sure.
And the idea of like, hey, you're playing a tennis game where you can break your racket and you lose automatically is a neat mechanic.
But the problem is you can charge up your special so quickly.
Oh, okay.
To where you can just get it, use it, win the round.
So in a normal match, how like say like you're playing with someone like of your same skill level, how often do you build up that meter to get it?
So you can probably build up that meter.
So like you're trading score back and forth. So like you're like both at 40-40 whatever. How often are you getting super? Or that special that shot?
So your special meter,
you get it by just rallying, right?
Huh?
You get the super meter by just
rallying. You get
rallying.
it by rallying, holding your shots, and it goes up fastest. But if you do charge shots on the stars that randomly show up on the field, and those are I haven't figured out the pattern yet. I think they're random.
They seem to be from what I've looked at it, it's like semi-random.
Yeah, I haven't figured it out yet, but they'll just randomly appear on the field. And if you're in that zone when you're doing a charge shot, it fills up your meter a lot. And the problem with that is that special shot happens. You can get 2 per set.
Oh, not even game, like a set?
No, like per set, like literally per set. It's very quick. Like you can get at least 2 per set, and like
interesting. Okay,
yeah, it's just too often. I think it's one of those.
If it's that often, then they maybe should. I'd rather they keep that amount of supers there, but make something to.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things that again I'm not a game developer. I don't know what they should do, but I think maybe
someone will figure out how to fight it, and then that meta will like supers will break or something.
Another thing that. It's frustrating because I've been playing this game a lot now. Like I got it I got it Saturday, or no, it came out Friday. So I got it Friday. I got it the day it came out. Right, I've been playing it since. Today is Sunday, so I've been playing it for the last 3 days. Right, like every day, like a good amount every day. At this point, I'm still nowhere near like I haven't gotten any better at blocking those shots at all. That the problem with that is as what the Switch is designed for. Pick up, play with your friends, whatever. Take it with you. I don't the amount the skill. What's it called? The steep
skill ceiling.
Are we good? Yeah. Okay, we're good. The learning curve is too steep to where I don't feel comfortable enough just picking it up, taking it to like my friend who have never played this game, and then playing with them because this learning curve is just too steep. And so they need to do something to where it's a little bit more accessible to play.
Like turn up,
isn't there a little bit? It's not even a lot. It's literally like it's something that doesn't need to be a lot. It's just one of those things that if you can react to it at a good enough time, you're good. That's it. It's just a react. It's a react.
Is there no mode where you can turn off all the bells and whistles?
There is the simple mode, and
that's what I assume. That's what it's made for those people.
The simple mode's good. Yeah, the simple mode's fine. I think the simple mode's fine. But the problem is I like those mechanics. They're fun, and I think
this is just now you have what fighting game players have. There is depth here, and I like playing with the depth.
Yeah.
But nobody that I know personally knows that depth.
Yeah.
So I can't get that much better. / I don't want to waste my time teaching.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you know what it's like to be a fighting game player.
Yeah, it's really annoying. So back to the story mode thing.
But that's like that's an understandable gripe. I feel for you there.
Yeah. So back to the story mode thing. The adventure mode is what it's called. I'll say this. I'll say I heard it's really short. I haven't been playing that much because it's really
missed on a little bit.
It's really boring. But one thing I don't like about the way the game starts is there's no like usually like when a game starts there's like a little cutscene or like a screen of like who made this game or something. This game just you open up the game and the first thing you see is a static image. Mario Tennis Aces, press left and right to start the game. And that's a little thing, it's a little gripe, but a lot of people talk about like it's a little jarring seeing just like I start a game and then I'm at the menu. Like
I like that though.
It's weird. Anyways, that little thing. But
I
then
like just getting to the video game sometimes.
Once you press that,
I don't want no deep lore from my Mario Tennis game.
You know what I mean, though.
I don't want the Dark Souls 1 opening cutscene.
A little flash, just something, some movement.
Just going Mario Tennis Aces, wahoo, or whatever.
A little movement.
That's how he sounds, by the way.
Would have been yes. That's what's the Mario's voice actor's name? I really wish before he passes away, he can re-record the "Thank you so much for playing my game." Yes. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I fucking love. I say that to myself all the time. Thank you for playing my game. Because the fucking English in 64 always makes me laugh. For playing my game.
None of it.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, once you press that, when you first boot up the game, like the very first time you put it in, it instantly goes to the adventure mode. It instantly starts the cutscene, and the cutscenes are actually relatively long. That's the thing. The story, I feel like they tried a little bit too hard to inject a storyline that's just a little longer than it needed to be.
Okay, from someone, because I actually did play the Wii U tennis game.
Yeah,
that game was so bare bones and so lifeless.
Yeah, well, this game,
because of what I've seen,
this game, it almost feels like, oh crap, this game comes out in 3 months. We haven't put a story mode yet. Go. Like they rush.
Maybe
gotta do something.
Or maybe it was like they were trying to do something a bit more and they just had to like cut content or something.
No, it feels,
because from what I've seen,
it doesn't feel cut. It feels rushed.
There are actually some cool ideas in there that are actually really fun for a Mario tennis game. Like the boss fights and like level gimmicks are cool.
Okay, once you're actually in the, like once you're playing,
the levels are cool.
Yeah, once you're playing the mechanics and the little mini games in the story mode are really fun.
Interesting.
I
kind of wanted the game for those. Really,
I was gonna say I wish there was more mini games, like a menu where you can just like shuffle through, play with a friend. These mini games.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
And there's none of that. That's something they
can probably add that in for free.
They can totally add that in.
That would be really fun, actually. Like, hey, let's play the gimmick modes because fuck it. Like just call it party mode or something.
Yeah, totally. Like me and my friend, like you and I just go in and we just throw balls.
Remember how you talked about like I don't want to do like basic mode, but I don't want to teach my friends like the real game.
Yeah.
So the other mode that can teach them a little bit, but we're just messing around. It's not even that serious.
Yeah, more options for playing with people.
From what I've seen though, the DLC is going to be free for this game, like the characters and stuff. So maybe they'll patch in more modes.
Okay, I'll move on to the way that the character is going to work because it's a little weird.
They're all different enough.
I'm saying the DLC characters specifically. The way you get them is a little weird.
Explain.
I don't know. Okay, so yeah, the adventure mode. Yeah, like I said, it's fine once you're in the game. Getting in between levels is a chore.
Isn't
it
a lot like the world map like a Mario game?
Yeah, it's like a Mario World game. It's which is pretty interesting.
I don't mind that format, but I kind of wish it was I don't know. It's better than just a menu.
Yeah.
But still, I'm a little sick of the world map for Mario stuff in so many games.
Another thing too is like I wish the game I wish the game didn't start the way it did, where it's like, all right, you press left, right to start. You're starting the adventure mode cutscene. Here you go. I wish it was more like press it, then you're at a menu. You can choose.
You know what I think that
start.
Is? Okay, is the first like level in the adventure mode a tutorial?
Pretty much.
I think they're doing what Street Fighter V was doing and a couple of the games do, where it's like, okay, there is more game than just hit tennis.
Yeah.
We have to make sure that if you play this for the first time, that you know that there is a game here.
That is very,
because if not, and you play this online, you're like, what the fuck? The game didn't teach me, and that's bad game design.
Fair. Okay.
But your gripe of like it should be at least a little more flash or something. I think that's very valid.
Yeah, especially for a Nintendo game.
That's a little weird because this isn't. From what I understand, I think this one is made by an in-house team.
Yeah, it is an in-house Nintendo. This is Nintendo's next this is our game.
As weird as it sounds, this is like what are the big releases for this year?
Yeah, it is.
Which isn't a bad thing at all, but it's like you'd think there'd be a little bit more production.
And this is why I feel like it feels a little rushed. Which is
weird because like everything outside of like the window dressing of it, like the character. Like I saw like a fight with a Chain Chomp and PD Prawn. I'm like, there's flavor here. There's like more imagination in the levels.
Yeah, once you're in the game, it's really good.
But it's a shame that like it didn't like branch out to the menus or like the presentation.
You know what it is? It's one of those things that like why people have the biggest gripes with the Switch as a console. There's no menu music.
There's
right. No
like the meat is good, but like why is the meat look so boring?
Yeah, totally.
But the actual part, when you cut it open, it's really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a shame.
It's really weird.
It's like Splatoon is like the opposite of that, where it's like the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah, that's kind of that. Okay, you know what? Now I get what you're saying when I talk about it like that.
Another thing, okay, so I guess I'll talk about the characters and how they're all. I've been playing
the roster's pretty big. What's up with that?
I've been mostly playing as Rosalina.
Hell yeah, you are.
I like Rosalina.
Hell yeah,
he's the most fun to play as. I tried playing as Chain Chomp because obviously
he looks hilarious.
God, they need to do something.
Is he really good?
It's very hard. It's very hard to play.
Okay. Explain to the people who have not played this game what makes a character different from somebody else. It's not just a skin in this game.
So
right?
there's, I wish I had the game open so I can just show you. It'd be really
do they just have different movement stats or whatever?
Each character at the bottom shows like what they're specialized. Like Rosalina's specialized at called tricky. So like her tricks work the best. Like when she's doing like trick shots, like she moves faster and farther away. Like
when she's doing a trick shot.
Yeah. And so like that's her specialty. Like trick shots are the way you want to do Rosalina.
There are people like who are like good at power shots.
Exactly. Like Chain Chomp is a powerful character. Same thing with Bowser. Like their hits are just really hard. They're a little slow.
Isn't it that they like if a power shot also does damage to your racket if you block it?
So you have 3 hits.
So their characters are nice to like beat you before they're going to beat you before like the real game even finishes.
kind of. It's not that. It's not like it moves. It's not like a hit is worth more than any other hit. It's like other characters. It's more like this. When like Bowser hits the ball, it hits faster and harder.
Oh, just general power.
Like when you if you don't time it right, you'll your character will get pushed back a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
there's just more oomph to their shot.
Yes, yeah. Like I said, their characters move a little bit slower. They're not their trick shots are like not. There's not a lot of reach. They're really slow, stuff like that. But if you like the power, that's the thing. Mario and Luigi are all around. Like obviously, they're
designed to be.
Yep. So yeah, there's power, tricky. There's speed. So Toad, I think, is speed. So like they just move quickly. There's I can't remember the other ones, but that's pretty much how it is. Each character has like a name, and then that name associated. I wish the game told you exactly what it was, because all it says is tricky, and it doesn't say what tricky is. Mm-hmm. It just says tricky. Play, and you'll figure it out.
Ah, that's a little lame.
Yeah. I wish it said this is what tricky is. This is what powerful is. This is
it's not like a racing game where it's like, oh, acceleration, top speed. Like
I wish there was like meters, like each character. Like I wish there was like, which is weird because
or at least like a little burb of like tricky, like better, like good at trick shots. Or
in adventure mode, you can level up you can level up Mario.
Yeah, I saw that.
You have stats.
That's goofy.
You have like 6 different stats.
Okay.
That stat system doesn't carry over in online. So like when you're picking a character, no, but here's where it's not good. When you're picking a character, it doesn't show what the difference is between the characters.
Oh no, I meant good as in like you can't grind to get
there's no grinding like that. I know what you mean. But what I don't like is like if I wanted to see the exact difference between Mario and Luigi.
It's is there a difference? Like a Reddit that like did the numbers test or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, that's annoying. Yeah,
I don't know. I'd have to play them a lot.
That's a UI problem. They should be more transparent.
There's a lot of UI problems.
Nintendo games are not the best at transparency for UI.
Yeah,
they make UIs that look good or that work, but transparencies they're not the best.
I guess I'll talk about the way the online DLC characters are going to work. So they're
all free.
They're all free, but the way you can unlock them is if you participate in the tournament.
Which is it like an event that goes on?
Yeah, every month.
Consistent, like every month, like, oh, here's who's gonna be the best of this month.
Yeah, pretty much. And tournament is pretty much the way you play online. There's another way to play with people other people online, and I didn't figure it out until I was playing with my stepdad yesterday, and we were just wanting to play together, and I accidentally hit a wrong menu, and I started playing online.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, like I said, the UI in this game is trash. Like, I guess I'll say that. The UI in this game is trash. Like, I didn't even know I was gonna be playing online until we clicked it.
We're like, that after we're done. I want to see it.
Yeah, I'll show you. Yeah. It's very strange.
But besides all that stuff, the bells and whistles, the game itself is pretty fun.
Yeah, that's the thing. Once get away from all that weird just jank that's happening in the UI stuff. When you're in a tennis match, when you're playing against another person,
that game looks gorgeous.
It's okay.
What is up with that?
Another thing, this is probably the best looking game since Mario Odyssey. Like Mario Odyssey and this game are the two best looking games on the Switch.
Yeah, it's like crazy detailed. In terms of like just pure details,
perfect 60 FPS. I've yet to see any drops.
Yeah, which I think 60 FPS on the Switch is like, thank God they got it.
Yeah, 60 FPS and it looks great. That's hard to do.
I was not expecting their supers to be as good as this. Okay, because the only sports game I ever liked from Mario was the Strikers games, where it was like a soccer game that had really good, or football if you're not from America, a soccer game, and they had like individual supers for every character.
Yeah,
and they remind me of that. And
this game has that too.
Those alone, I'm like, I kind of want to play a game where they have like cool sports supers.
I'll say this. Look, okay, I guess to wrap this up so we can talk about Incredibles 2 and then we'll go. This game is great. Like I think a lot of
so for people who don't like sports Mario, like any Mario sports games.
Yeah, if you're not into like sports games, really, or let's say you're not into sports game or you're not into fighting games. This game is a good mix of both to where it's unique enough
where you can play it kind of casually, but you can learn it if you want.
Either player. Let's say you're really into fighting games and you hate sports games, or vice versa.
Just competitive games.
Vice versa. Whatever the vice versa is, like this game is unique enough that sits in the middle where I think you can enjoy it no matter where you land on that spectrum. On like if you like fighting games or sports games. And not as if they're opposite.
You played it locally. How is it locally? Split screen.
Great.
Is there a frame drop because it's split screen?
Nope, not at all.
Really?
Swing modes is
I've heard it's like all right.
Trash.
I've heard it's all right or just bad, depending on what you're saying.
Because it doesn't feel.
Swing mode is the motion control for people who don't.
Yeah, the swing mode is motion control. First of all, there's not like an option. You can't have like one person with a controller and one person with swing.
Oh no! Baby, what are you doing?
The way like swing mode is a specific mode. Like in the menu, you go to swing mode.
I know why. Because for balance, that makes sense.
Yeah. Because you have to be like it's very relative. I can't figure out exactly how like accurate it is because like I was playing yesterday with someone and like we both just kept hitting our shots outside just kept getting outs
Just
all night.
Didn't feel great.
Yeah, we couldn't rally the ball back to forth for like more than 3.
That's a shame because I've heard like other people like said it's all right.
Yeah,
okay. How the motion mode?
Mm-hmm.
How good would it be as a substitute for the Wii Sports Tennis mode?
Opposite. It's literal opposite of what that is. Because the Wii Sports Tennis mode is like anyone, like your grandmother can play.
Damn it!
You swing, you see the ball, you hit it in the where you think it is.
Because the Switch does not have the basic anybody can play this game quite.
Yeah, I know.
Smash isn't out yet, so that's
what I thought that swing mode was going to be. So I tried it out, checked it out. It's like the opposite.
So I guess
of what it is.
Yeah, the only one would be like that basic mode.
Swing mode is like the most competitive version. Like there is the steepest learning curve. If you can figure it out, you'll dominate everyone else.
What if they made swing mode but basic bitch? You think that would be fine?
That's the thing.
Like no bells and whistles?
The swing mode doesn't have any bells and whistles.
Oh, really? So it's what I thought it was.
Yeah, because you can't, because you don't have all the other controls. Because you have one Joy-Con and you're missing buttons.
You still have buttons though, couldn't you?
I know, but your hand is in a different. You're one-handed. Like you. I was wondering
if they would make you do that or not.
No, yeah. So there's no like trick shots or anything in swing mode. It's like simple mode, but with motion control.
I have a Switch. I need basic games for the people who don't play video games that often.
Me too. And
people were just like, hey, I just want to play something like not that.
The only one
this at my place or whatever.
Like Mario Kart does it. Does that?
Mario Kart is like Mario Kart. Some puzzle games on the Switch, like Puyo, Tetris.
Yeah, Puyo does that pretty well.
And Smash isn't out yet.
And
then
tennis. Mario
Fighter
Tennis
Z isn't even out, and it's not even that casual of a game yet.
No. Mario Tennis Aces. So we can move on to Incredibles 2 because I need to eat. Mario Tennis Aces is not for that, and I wish it was. There are ways where they can fix it to get there. Because it's close. It's not that far off. Like I was playing with my stepdad. He picked it up pretty quick. Like he picked it up enough to where we can play together.
He plays games like semi-casually.
Yeah,
regularly,
we can play against each other, and like he'll win some, I win some. Even though he's been playing it a lot less than I have. Like it's still
he's not confused. And someone who plays games.
But like I said, it's close, but it's just
like
not
you could play,
but
your mom couldn't.
Yeah, exactly. And I wish there was a way of that because I want this kind of game where we can all take it upstairs and as a family play. And
that's what everyone's hoping Smash is going to be. Which it's always been that.
It will be. It's not like they're not going to radically change Smash.
The more I think about it, the more I'm like, man, fucking that Direct did not give me enough games for the Switch at all this year that are even coming out.
Like,
Smash feels like a lifetime away now that I know most of it's going to be in it.
Oh yeah,
and it sucks.
So yeah,
I want a casual game that's also really fun competitively.
So last final words on Mario Tennis Aces. It's great. If what I said sounded interesting enough to you, like I said, watch gameplay first of all. Like watch
there's more. Yeah,
like watch a lot of it.
Even what we talked about in the past couple of weeks, there is more to it than even what we're talking about.
I would say this. Don't watch like a 10-minute video. You got to watch like an hour of this game.
Like watch a couple sets of people playing.
Yeah. Like
there is some
figure out exactly the way this game works
and
figure out if this looks interesting to you or not. Because I would say I don't regret buying it because it's $60. I don't regret buying it. I wish it was $40. I think this game would have been perfect at $40.
So it feels a little bit lacking in some aspects.
If it was $40, I'd recommend it to almost anyone that owns this. If it was $40 and you own a Switch, I would say get it.
Did they say for the free content, is it just going to be characters or is it going to be?
So that free content, I didn't even say it. So yeah, we have 3 little question marks in our roster, and so they said that those 3 characters will be released progressively through these tournaments. If you participate in the tournaments, you get it. And it's not even if you win. It's just participate.
Just play the game.
Just play the game. You get them.
So like no new stages or
they haven't said it. I hope they do because there are like obstacles in some of the stages which you can turn on or off. And the obstacles are fun.
Those seem cool. The one I liked that I really liked was the ghost house stage, whereas the mirrors.
Yes, the mirrors.
That one looks real. I saw someone fuck up and hit like they used a power shot and hit into the mirror and just went right back at them and like I'm an idiot, and they lost.
But again, it's one of those things where it's like it's just more. It's more stuff to add.
Yeah,
and it makes it.
If you get overwhelmed, you're like, oh, I don't play this game anymore.
It's one of those.
Because me and you know those people where it's like, okay, when there's like one layer too much to go, okay, I'm done. I don't want to try anymore.
No,
that's understandable though. That makes sense.
I do rage quit this game sometimes. I will dashboard this game.
It's like your brain is like, you know what? No.
Yeah, not right now. So, all right, quick. So yeah, it's good. I can't even give it a number yet. It's still too early, but as of now, 7 out of 10.
Still a pretty good game, but it has some like weird little hangups.
Yeah. Okay.
Incredibles
2.
Cool.
What do you think?
It's a movie. I saw it. I was like, that was all right. And then
first thing I thought,
I don't remember a lot of it, and that's the worst part about it.
I think the best part of the movie, everyone.
Okay. Preface: we're gonna spoil it, I guess, but not we'll spoil it. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
If you'd rather go in this movie blind, which I recommend you do, because if you
It's
hear about
not
the
a
first
lot.
one a lot, just go see it without knowing much about it.
If you're in the mood for a fun, happy time,
Yeah, it's a fun Pixar movie.
it made me feel good. It's a great Pixar movie.
It's not.
There's a good.
It's
Pixar movie,
not as much of a snore fest as Appointment is Finding Dory.
which I haven't seen.
I saw that in theaters and I was angry when I left because I was so bored.
I knew that was gonna happen too. That's why I didn't see it.
Because I didn't know.
Same thing with Cars 3.
I saw Moana in theaters too.
That's Disney. That's not Pixar.
No, but like I was like, maybe they'll be better.
Yeah.
And I was like, it wasn't.
Yeah.
'Cause
Disney's been dropping the ball.
Disney animation is not made in like 3D. That's not Pixar. There's not made anything good
since Tangled.
Yeah. And if I always talk about it.
Tangled is
guys, please go watch Tangled. It is not just a Rapunzel movie. It is much more than that.
Chris Reagan put a tweet out that just was simply Tangled better than Frozen.
That's not an argument to me.
It's not an argument. No,
because that came up when the Frozen world was shown off with Kingdom Hearts and the Tangles. I'm like, yeah, the better princess is here. Cool.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, Incredibles 2.
So the pan Kingdom Hearts is so dope.
The raccoon fight.
Oh yeah, okay.
Jack raccoon versus raccoon.
That's the best part of the movie.
Was literally the best. It was the highest point of the movie. Everything else is not as good.
That's where I'm at. Okay, I'll preface it right now. Incredibles 1 is the best Pixar movie that I've ever seen. It is my favorite.
Wow.
It is not a perfect film. There's a couple flaws with it that are minor.
That's a statement.
That is the closest Pixar's ever made to like a masterpiece.
Wow, that's a statement.
Nothing else is even close.
I would say
as a contained own thing, Pixar or not, it is an almost perfect movie.
I would say WALL-E for me is up. Let's see. Toy Story 1 is probably, I think, is closest to my heart, but
Toy Story 2 is closer to my heart. I think is a better film than the first one. But
I know what you mean.
But if you like one more, I will not fight you.
Yeah. I know.
If you said 3, I'd be like, no, you don't. Your emotions lied to you.
Yes.
As much as I like,
I pretty much agree on that.
I still like 3. It is not the best of those 3.
I think we perfectly line up on
those
this.
last 10 minutes do not make the whole movie great.
No.
Even though that movie's not bad, that middle part I still like, it is not come close to 2 or 1.
Yes. Okay.
Even though the college scene is very sad.
So my favorite is 1, but I would not call Toy Story 1 or 2 a masterpiece.
No,
I'd call them great.
They were like their first big movies.
Yeah, I'd call them great movies. I wouldn't call them masterpieces though.
2 is a fantastic movie.
Yeah, fantastic, great, whatever.
The fact that it was a movie like, hey, let's talk about mortality.
Yeah.
And being irrelevant as you age. It's like fucked up as a kid's movie, but really interesting.
I would say WALL-E is a masterpiece. I would say WALL-E is a Pixar Disney masterpiece.
I don't love it like that, but I do like the movie a lot. I could see why people would say that.
I cannot do that with Incredibles 1. Because Incredibles 1 is great also. Like
there was nothing in Incredibles 1 that...
What other Pixar movies are there that I'm missing? Like
of like really great ones?
Like just Pixar movies that I'm just missing.
The ones that are good?
Yeah.
Finding Nemo's really great.
Finding Nemo's great. Finding
Nemo gets better as I age. Not because like, oh, I want a kid like him.
You're missing,
no, it's just there are so many good things in it
that you miss as like when you're younger. Yeah,
just not even like jokes for it's just you themes, appreciate even more of it.
Yeah, themes and concepts and stuff. Another movie. I'm trying to think of.
Did you see Coco?
I have not. That's a Disney, not Pixar.
I should have seen Coco as
you're brown.
As a Mexican.
Yeah,
and I went no Pixar and Disney.
It's not Pixar.
I know because I'm like with them. I'm like I know this movie. I can see the plot from like the poster. I'm not seeing this.
Yeah, that's how I thought too.
Inside Out. Oh, it did the same. I saw Inside Out finally, but I was like,
yeah,
I see what the plot is. I'm bored. Moana. I saw it because I'm like, fuck it. I'm bored tonight.
But like I said,
they're
Disney,
so predictable. They're so by the numbers.
Disney Pixar has really dropped the ball for a long time. This movie is.
They don't have to try that hard anymore.
They don't. And this movie I think is the best since. Man, I can't.
Cars 2.
I can't think the timeline of when these movies come out.
Remember Cars 2?
I want to say I can't remember a better movie since Tangled.
Since Planes. Starring Dave
Cook.
His breakout role as a fucking rescue plane. God, Planes is a movie that exists that I forget about every year.
And then they made a TV-only sequel. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
The Fire Squad rescue thing.
I saw it at Target. I was like, wait, they made a sequel to this piece of shit. Why?
Yeah, direct-to-DVD sequel.
It's like a Thomas's, like the Tank Engine direct-to-DVD
Literally
movie.
what it is.
I'm like, what the fuck?
But in the sky. So yeah, Incredibles 2. It's man, this movie was predictable.
And not in a way that was like bad.
No.
It was I still had fun. I had a good time.
Yeah, that's the thing. This movie, it's like it's candy. There's no substance. It's not deep.
Yeah.
At all.
But coming from Incredibles 1, that's a lot to be desired.
Yeah, Incredibles. Yeah, I like I said, I wouldn't
whether you agree with how like I think a movie's almost a masterpiece or not.
I disagree with that, but I
like,
will
what
say that movie is great.
and what the sequel is. It's like it's more of it.
No, it's not even more of it. It's less of it.
No, it's more. It's more of what you remember, but less substance.
Yeah.
Even though it's a longer movie, it's a long fucking movie too.
Yeah,
it's almost
really long.
like 2 hours long.
Yeah, it's very long for a Disney movie.
Like, okay, my main thing with it is it doesn't know what theme it wants and doesn't stick to anything.
Yeah,
it has like three interesting ideas that it looks at and goes, "That's cool," and then moves on, and then finds another one. Like, hey, what's up? That's cool too. And then moves on. There are three good ones I could talk about.
Like the biggest one, I think the
one that the villain is one you see in the trailer of Screenslate.
Yeah, okay. I guess then the two main ones that are in this, the two main themes of the movie, it would be Bob's coming to terms with how to be a parent and outside of the superhero stuff.
That he doesn't have to be like a hero, like a messiah to be like a good person.
You don't have to be a superhero to be a hero. Like me, that cliche.
For one, it came out of nowhere, but I would have been fine if that was the plot, but they didn't stick with that very long. And
then the other one of the mom, the opposite pretty much, is how to be a superhero outside,
independent, and fighting for rights by yourself with these people to be like make supers come back and all that.
Yeah, and again, those two themes by themselves are very interesting, and either one of those movies would have been great.
Like one thing that I really dug, which I kind of wish they did more, is that they firmly said, because one of the flaws of the first movie is that they can't decide what time period they're in.
Yeah,
like that was a little weird. And like, are they in the 50s, the 80s? Yeah, where are they? And like, no, we're in the 60s in this movie.
Did they confirm?
They showed Johnny Quest.
Okay,
that is the actual real old ass cartoon. They are in the 60s.
Okay, okay.
From the aesthetic of how they all dress in the first movie and this one, and they showed an old ass cartoon. It's the 60s.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I like them picking a setting because I'm like, okay, cool. You have a setting. You can do stuff with the setting of like either culturally,
but they didn't.
They did for like one conversation with the business dude's sister and Ellen.
Yeah,
which was like weirdly adults.
Yeah,
I liked it, but I was like, why is this here?
It felt very like, all right, we got to stop. Let's talk about this real quick.
Yeah, and I was like, this is a cool conversation.
And that happened a lot.
This is like Mad Men. What is this doing here?
Yeah, and I'm almost done with rewatching Mad Men.
Okay, other quick little thing about it.
Yeah,
they drink alcohol and swear in this movie, like lightly, but they do it. It's still PG, and it's Disney said, yeah, that's cool. It's weird to me because they don't do that in any of the other films. They don't get away with it.
I know why they did it.
Like they're drinking wine and saying "damn" and "hell" in this movie.
Yeah,
multiple times.
Yeah,
and I'm like, it's cool. I dig this, but
I get it for what they were doing, like when they were doing it. But
it made sense because they're adults hanging with other adults.
Yeah.
But it was still like this is feels kind of jarring.
Frozone rip Frozone.
What do you mean?
Like he was not.
They did more stuff with this movie.
Did they?
Yeah, he was on screen longer and did more things.
Okay. I guess you know what? I haven't seen Incredibles 1 in a while.
Frozone is there for the one scene in the movie where they do the fire. And then he's there at the end for like 2 minutes for the gag that everybody likes and memes about. And he fights with them for like a minute at the end. He's not that important.
Okay.
He's important for like Bob's early arc of like, man, we can't be doing supers anymore. And then he just leaves the movie because it's about Bob and him.
Right. Yeah. I wish there was more of him though. I don't know. I like him as a character.
There's a lot of things that I wish there was more of, but then what they did with the more of, like, okay,
the villain's trash.
What is villain could have been cool.
Could have.
The idea of like the screen slaver, where it's like, oh, I hate the idea that everyone's like subservient to heroes having to save them, that they're enslaved to screens. Even though it's the 60s, sure, TV's really big.
I think that's perfect.
That's
perfect
an idea.
Timing
that's a good
for that actually.
But they don't show that people do that. Like they don't show normal people like watching TV. They just like, no, I guess they.
Yeah, they try to like.
It feels
like at the end they try to say the movie like the morality towards villain of just like
people rely on them.
Yeah, people rely on all this stuff, but like
you rely on media to feed you like lies that you're better than you think you are.
Yeah, but they're just telling you that.
Yeah, you don't get to see like people doing dumb decisions.
It's a exposition dump in a really bad way.
Yeah, because that could have been really like that's a cool idea on its own. Like the idea of like heroes and people weak. Well, that idea, that sense alone is kind of lame. But they had a little more going on with it, and they just didn't.
Yeah. I like Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah, I like.
But I like that was just.
I was like, hey guys, it's like, hey, what up, Saul? How you doing?
Yeah, it was just him, and that's great.
His character legitimately is really awesome.
Yeah,
I love how like sincere he is about like I want heroes to come back like he's a child.
Yeah,
which that plot line also kind of wish they did more with of like the sister sense that he loves heroes so much. That could have been really cool.
Yeah,
but man, this movie is like it exists. It's a Pixar film, and that's it. Like Syndrome is such a great villain for the first movie.
Yeah, Syndrome was good. Like he had
people wrote papers about Syndrome and like the ideas of the Incredibles.
Yeah, he had
betrayed by your idols and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, his motivation not only made sense, but like you saw it, like you felt it. Like in this movie,
Bob is no hero for that.
No,
he was a
bad guy. Like
he caused this to happen, and he doesn't like say like he doesn't say that this isn't my fault.
No.
Well, I think he says it once, and he's like, "Wait, actually, no, I fucked up."
Yeah,
and you see like on his face,
I was a jerk. I'm gonna try not to be a jerk.
And then someone's like, well, it's what is it? You're too late, 15 years too late, which is the bad joke I've made with this movie. Mm-hmm. It's been 15 years. Mm-hmm. I was like, that's an easy BuzzFeed article.
Yeah.
But the line that everyone quotes Syndrome on is if everyone can be super, then no one can be.
Yeah.
That sentence alone is like what governments have been toppled over or like whatever.
Yeah.
That's legitimate, like a big idea, but they don't harp on that too much. It's easy to understand for like an adult or a kid. Mm-hmm. And what he's doing with that idea is bad. Yeah, but there's like a movie written around
and there's depth to it, and you can agree with
people who agree with him or not. Yeah, there was a lot going on there.
Yeah, you can relate to it, I guess. Yeah,
and some people can't, but it's like there is a character. He's a character.
Yeah, this movie had not that at all.
The idea of the screensaver was like an idea. That's the point of him.
All it was just.
But the person behind the idea sucks.
Yeah, it was just look.
The twist.
This person is a bad person. This person and her brother is a good person
because he's weak because he thought heroes would save him, but he was right though.
Exactly.
The whole thing of her story makes no sense because they talk about it. His parents died because the superheroes were outlawed and he couldn't call them for help. And she said, well, because he relied on them, he didn't get to save them in time, and that's why they died.
Like I wish this movie ended with like maybe Bob Odenkirk like confronting his sister, and he was going to be,
and that didn't happen.
Because then that would have made sense. You know, when like, look, humans unrelated to the superheroes can save the day.
Like you can be a hero.
Yeah, you
audience.
can be. Yeah, that would have been nice. And whatever, regardless if you agree or disagree with the message, it's a message. It's a message to put out there.
It says something.
This movie doesn't stand for anything.
It's weird.
And the first one did. That's what I
think people can be like, it's a kid's movie or whatever. It doesn't have to say something. That's not.
Your movie sucks review on this is pretty accurate.
I think his review sucks. He's way too negative.
Okay.
He's way too mean on this movie. I hate his review.
Okay, I'll say that. Yeah, he does too mean on the movie, but his specific critique of it's just it's a kids movie, therefore, like that, I think is totally valid.
I think his like totally jaded view on that makes him make reviews on animated films way too harsh.
I know what you mean.
Which is obnoxious. Someone who loves animated films.
Yeah,
but this you can make a movie and not have to. You don't want to say anything. You don't have to do that.
Yeah,
but they were trying to say a couple things.
Well, because the first one did. In this
movie, I'm not saying because the first one did. It had to be as strong.
No, but the first. But you can't do
thought.
Yeah, you can't do.
Movie.
You can't you can't ask a question in the first one and then not answer it in the second one.
They asked the question in the first one and then they answered it.
Yeah,
and they decided to go. Well, we're gonna make the movie literally right after that movie happened. Which that opening fight scene with Thunder Miner was fucking dope.
Yeah, super cool.
I'm glad they did the comic book thing. I'm like, oh sweet, that's in the comics. Yeah, awesome.
And I'm glad they did. It was cool.
Like regardless of everything, the fight scenes in this movie are like top notch. Mm-hmm. Even though like the Jack one is like my favorite one.
Absolutely,
the bit where it's Jack running through, not Jack, but fucking Speed Boy.
Flat or Dash.
Dash running through the portals infinitely was like a really cool visual.
Yes.
Everything with the portal lady and was really fun.
There's a lot, man.
And Frozone was like even better in this film. Like the action was really great. What kept me was the action, the visual. Mm-hmm. Like they're really, really.
There's so much of this movie. There's so much of this movie that like
their parts are really great. But the fact that they asked a question, answered it in their own way, and finished that story. We're gonna make one literally like the minute after the first movie ends. It's the new movie.
Yeah.
And then ask like 3 questions
and really kind of answer them.
Answer kind of really none of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, they kind of do,
and then
but not.
Man, family's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like you know what it felt like. It felt like an episode of a TV show.
Yes. You know what I'll say this,
which I don't mind because like in some parts of it, like,
do we know when they started? Like, how long did it take for them to make this movie?
No one knows, but Brad Bird had a lot of time to make this movie good.
Yeah, he had. I'm saying they had.
He made the failure of Tomorrowland.
Yes.
And he went, all right, guys, I'll make you guys a movie that makes money. And he was like, I'll make Incredibles 2 now.
Yeah.
And it feels like, yeah, we made it to make money.
It's funny because I like Tomorrowland a lot. Not a lot.
You're the one person who's even seen that movie.
Yeah, I know. I like Tomorrowland. I thought Tomorrowland was pretty good.
Well, I'm not saying it was a failure in terms of like critical success because I have no idea if people said it was good or not.
No, it's critical box office.
Failed in the box office.
No one watched it.
Bomb.
Yeah, no one watched it. I watched it and I liked it a lot. I think it was a worthy movie that existed. Just the concept alone was cool.
But I don't want to leave this podcast on like the things that I didn't like about the movie because there are some things that are really great.
Yeah.
Some of the side stories, like the side arcs, are like terrible. Like Dash's one is terrible.
That okay.
I learned math.
Okay, so
like he devolves in the first movie, but whatever.
The only reason
I actually like Violet's side story.
I like Violet's side story. Okay, I want to bring up
the scene in the diner is fucking hilarious.
Great. I want to bring up YMS one more time, and because he's the only review I watched in this movie, that's why. So he's the only other perspective I have of this movie.
I talked to the humans about this. Like
I haven't. So this is the only other perspective I have. So I understand his criticism of Dash, and I kind of agree with it. With not again, he's a little too, like you said, a little too harsh on everything, but Dash had a point in the first movie. He had
his arc. Okay, I agree with you. His arc was there, but it was really small. But there was a start and an end.
What was his arc in this movie?
I'm bad at math, and I'm rebelling because my mom's gone. Not really, but I'm just a little shit again. And then he's still a little shit, but he likes his dad more. But he already kind of liked his dad.
That doesn't sound. Yeah, I feel like you fizzled out there.
Yeah, because the movie fizzles out because it doesn't know what it's doing with him.
Dash doesn't have a good arc in this movie.
He kind of had something of like.
He had a great one in the first one, not written. Violet had a great one in this movie.
Like her being angry makes sense, and she like there's an arc with her and Bob. I think is really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really fun, and then them hanging out with Jack and like in the house is like really fun.
I love. Yeah.
Okay. The scene is there for fan service, and it's not that important to the movie.
What?
Edna Mode's scene was fucking awesome.
So which one?
Edna Mode when she finally shows up.
Yes.
She has no reason to be there, and
not
it's stupid. But Edna Mode's my favorite character from the first movie.
Why?
Have you seen her talk? She's my favorite.
Okay.
Like the bit where it's her and Jack walking down the hall,
and then
Jack's holding his candy like a cigarette.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is so great. And she holds him up to the retina scanner, and like she does.
I like that part.
That's really fun, but it's not a great scene. I really like it just as a fan thing.
No, I think it was a great scene.
It's a fun little like short scene, but it doesn't have nothing to do with the plot.
It does.
It's there. It's there for Edna to go, hey, Jack has powers. Here's what they are.
And because that makes sense.
Edna's barely in the movie. Like she's there for that, and then she just leaves, which bummed me out because I love her.
Fair enough.
Edna Mode. Yeah. Her big old nose and her hair. I love Edna.
Okay.
She's a mom I wish I never had. I want to be my cool aunt instead.
Yeah.
Drink martinis with her.
What else was good?
Fashion.
What else is good?
The music is still pretty good.
He's great.
The score is not like as different as the first one, but it's still pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really, I actually really like Helen in this movie.
Yeah, me too.
I like her as a character much more. They give her more to do. Like the idea of like she has a past that even Bob doesn't know about, even though they're both young together, is really fun. I think make her way more competent as a character.
Yeah,
even though she was already really cool in the first movie. But
that's the thing. Yeah,
having her be solo in like an environment where she's like a sneaky like ops person is like the bike shit. How her should be with her stretching powers. Is
like we said at the beginning of this, like each like Bob and Helen's character arcs are good. Like it makes sense, and they're both interesting on their own. Like Helen's is really interesting, like you said. Like
and the idea of like her being worried for her kids and Bob lying to her.
Yeah, and her trying to find her own individuality
after being a mom for God knows how long.
Yeah, after being a mom.
No, not even that. Remember, they always said after being Mr. Incredible's number 2.
Yes. Yeah,
which that was a kind of a thing I wish they did more with. Of like, I'm not just your number 2.
And one thing,
I'm your wife. I'm your equal.
And one thing, like having this movie set in the '60s, doing the woman being individual makes sense given the context.
More with that. I wish they did more.
I don't know. I need to think about it more if I wish there was more or not. Because one thing I think it would have detracted from the overall world like point of the movie if they just did the civil rights stuff. I feel like it wouldn't have fit with it. I'm sure it could
with the already kind of like full movve.
Yeah, I don't think it could fit.
But I would have to cut something and then expanded more on that.
Yeah, I think that, like I said, if there was one movie just Helen's storyline, then yes, I would say like let's do more of that.
Or like her story becomes just about.
Yeah,
at least for the first half of the movie or something.
Yeah, like that. Then sure, add more. To
the idea of like a movie about like superheroes becoming legal and then talking about like women's rights and whatever is interesting.
It's very interesting. It too much for what this movie ended up being.
They're not, because I laughed because they had like a fake Watchman in the movie, the owl guy.
Yeah.
The old owl man or whatever. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a fun homage because you're doing that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't write that story that serious. You can kind of do like this women's thing or like just being independent as a whatever. That could have been cool.
Yeah.
But it's in one conversation and it feels kind of.
It feels like it's in one conversation, but it
feels so rushed. Like it doesn't need to be there.
I disagree. Well, I disagree.
So much is packed into that one little exchange and then never touched on again.
But no, I like it because it's done in a way that I like the way stories are told, where they show it. They don't tell it. There's one conversation.
No, it's literally them just talking about, man, it's hard being us right now, right? Like that's what they've been saying something along the lines of like,
yeah,
it's targeting us.
Yeah, okay, I know what you mean.
Because it just feels like it's like, oh, here's let's gonna cram all of this in like one conversation.
The overall,
and it's somewhat of a motive for her like being the bad person or whatever.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It just feels
like the individual,
it's a little bloated.
The individuality just in general works with the way they portrayed the movie. I think it worked really well. But her individual as a woman, I think didn't, and it didn't have to. It could have, didn't have to.
There are a lot of things. It's like there are some nuggets here, but they're not fully fleshed.
Yeah,
so it sucks because I'm like, again, not a bad movie. As a whole package, I still had a fun time. I had my laughs.
Man, it made me very happy. I left the movie feeling good.
I was like, I had a good time, but I was like, man, that ain't even close to the first movie.
No, yeah, same.
I didn't.
And then
I don't know if I
quick
cared
thing, and then we'll go.
If it wanted to be, like if it was that or not. I don't know if I cared about that when I first saw it, but I was like, even so, like with how much it tries to do in like one movie, like it's still a disappointment to me.
I'll say this, and then last thing for me, I think
I don't even hype this movie anymore. Like I lost the hype years ago.
I don't think this movie tried to. I don't think they tried to be like, yeah, it's been 14 years or whatever.
It's weird you say that. At the beginning of the movie, they say exactly that. Like it's been a long time. Movies are hard, and that was weird. Did you not have that in your showing?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is this about?
No. I'm saying
that was weird.
Yeah, I'm saying the movie itself, like inside the movie, regardless of that weird thing where he saw the actors.
Yeah, I was like, what is up with this?
No.
This is weird.
But the movie, like once you're in the movie, watching the movie, there was no like.
It's entertaining.
Yeah,
the whole way through.
It felt like if this movie did come out right after the first one, like a couple years after, I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense. Like it didn't feel like the movie itself didn't feel like there was a gap, and that I enjoyed. Like I enjoyed
for sure that aspect of like, hey, it's like
it just brought me right back.
That's really cool.
It brought me right back to that time of watching the first one, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, which that is a weird thing that I didn't like that at first. Actually, when I found out it seemed like right after the first movie, I was like, but I wanted a time skip.
Yeah, that'd
like real life. But I'm like, no, that's fine.
Yeah,
and with
either one, I would have
Underminer fight was totally worth it.
Yeah,
man, that video game they made for it was pretty cool at the time. I appreciate seeing like, hey, we know how to do action scenes way better now. We have way more budget.
Yeah,
because animation's gotten better. Dude, holy shit! Look at this action.
Wow. Everyone has mush mouth, and
because they're all old.
Yeah,
it's fucked up. I didn't think about that at all.
And
then when Bob started talking, I was like, dude,
no, Helen
was pretty bad.
Well,
I didn't bother me. It didn't bother me because
she already,
it's her accent. So
she already had it in the first one. It's just more of it.
It was like a part of like her dialect. Like
but Bob was like, you sound like an old man.
He would be fighting what's his name from Up.
Yeah,
like they'd be in like talking and being friends. Like it's fucking weird.
And he didn't even try. He's a great voice actor, obviously, but he didn't. Yeah,
it is not a bad performance from either of them.
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's not like they tried to be like
jarring. Like, yeah, you guys.
We're not gonna hide the fact that we sound old. We're just gonna act.
I don't think they had to, or that's even fair.
No,
at all.
I don't expect them to.
But I was like, man, it's only been 15 fucking years, huh?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
All right. Well,
and it affected them way more than us.
It's a good movie. I enjoyed it a lot. I don't know. 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. I don't know. It was good.
Did you know Jack is called that because he's
a jack of all trades? I saw that article too.
I was also got that metaphor when I was 10 and I saw the movie or whatever.
I didn't, but
why is Violet called Violet, Lewis? Ultraviolet rays.
Yeah.
Why is Dash called Dash?
Flash.
Because he loves typing on Reddit. There's dashes in Word.
The dashboard.
Mr. Incredible's called that because he's got a good penis.
He got a good penis.
A good pee.
I like
not incredible.
Yeah.
Good.
He's called Mr. Incredible because he has a good penis.
The last girl's called that because she loves scholastic books.
The Underminer is called that because
he loves minors. Down under.
He's a pedophile.
You're gonna take him to land down under.
Yeah, he's an Australian.
He's
pedophile.
a man at work, all right.
He's an Australian pedophile. Is why he's called that. Frozone.
Blacks. I beat you to it.
Yeah, you did.
That's all you had was like, I don't know, black people.
All I had.
Oh, black ice is a thing on roads, and he's black and he uses ice. There's your race-based joke that makes no sense.
Thank you. I'm gonna go eat.
It's called Frozen because he loves his wife and feeds her popsicles every night.
Who else is there in this movie? That's it.
The Screen Master. He's like, get off your stop. No,
Screenslaver.
The Screenslavers should have said, Pokemon go to the polls. Like in the post credits. That political shit.
The screenslaver should have been playing Fortnite when we were first introduced to him.
No, Dash is playing like 60s Fortnite on like on a Pong machine or some bullshit.
Yeah.
No, he does a Fortnite dance.
He does the Fortnite dance.
Also, okay, I have to talk about this really quick before we go.
Okay.
I had an out-of-body experience again over the weekend.
Oh, no.
Well, I go out in public, and whenever I am, usually around like a bunch of adults my age or whatever.
Yeah.
But I went to a mall recently just to be like, okay, I gotta go buy shit or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I saw a kid just like walking around having a gay old time.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how when you're 4 or 5, you're hyperactive, you're just kind of bored.
Heard of it?
And you kind of just like do or say weird things because you're just bored and you're with your mom.
I'm so excited where this goes.
And I was like just chopping around like buying a pen or something. And I was
what
like,
did the child say?
I looked over. No, he didn't say anything. He was like just talking about like whatever to his mom or his sister or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I look over, and every now and then it's just doing a Fortnite dance. And that's fucked up that I'm saying that. Those are not Fortnite dances.
No.
They're dances that were a thing before, whether on Vine or in real life. They have names.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone just calls them the Fortnite dance.
The clap and then
seeing 5-year-olds like just doing like he knows them by heart. And he was just cycling through them, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Am I dying?
You know what I like doing?
Because I didn't like go, oh, kids. Like I was like, huh, kids are dumb. I was like that.
Yeah.
But I was like, wait, what the fuck? How big is Fortnite really? And then I remembered, oh yeah, oh right. They made $100 million over 3 months being on Apple alone.
Yeah,
I was like, right.
How
I forget.
often
Life
do you
is different.
see kids playing Fortnite on their parents' iPhones?
I've seen it whenever I go to restaurants.
Yeah,
every now and then.
Same,
I'll see them play Fortnite or PUBG.
Yeah.
I see adults, more like adults or teens playing PUBG, and then like kids playing Fortnite.
Yeah, I play PUBG on my phone.
PUBG's a game that exists and is free.
Yeah.
But just, it's been happening ever since. I think the one that really got this really started was Minecraft back in the day.
Yes.
Of like seeing things on the internet creep into my everyday with like little children.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
okay,
like,
Nintendo games are different because like that's always been a thing. Like Nintendo's just like a
yeah. It was
brand.
very strange when Minecraft like started seeping out into the real
world. The
world.
one that really got me was when I was in like a fucking Kohl's or something, and I saw like a 7-year-old watching Markiplier play Five Nights.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, reality is changing, and I don't know if I love it or hate it.
Yeah. When I was out in public and just watched kids watch YouTubers that I also
for the record, the kid
knew?
was doing the Orange Justice dance. If anyone cares which one it was,
okay.
The one that I saw.
Okay. Cool.
Which is
when I started watching kids watch YouTubers that I either watched or knew, I started like, this is the internet's like
catching up.
It's
changing the world. For better and for worse. I'm trying to mainly for worse.
I'm trying to think of a reference of something exiting the TV screen.
And exiting the TV. The girl from The Ring.
There you go. But I was thinking of like
Ringu?
I don't know.
The ghost from.
He said it for Wreck-It Ralph 2. They go to the internet. Also feminism. Bye.